welcome back to another video. I am Slit.
I'm Stash.
And you're watching Two Pieces of the Biscuit.
2 pieces of motherfucking biscuit, bitches.
And today we're getting into someone we have not done on the channel yet. I've been wanting to do some Slaughterhouse. Dave, before we get into it, it's Joe Budden, as you guys can see. Joe Budden, Pray For Me. This song, I saw some reactions to it years ago. I've heard that people said it's a lyrical masterpiece because of the storytelling and the meaning behind it. I've heard. And I mean, I'm not a big fan of Joe Biden and the things he says.
Joe Biden?
Joe Biden. I did it again. I told Dave I typed it. Joe Budden. Their names are so similar. They're like one letter different. Oh, 2 letters different. But Joe Budden, my bad.
He's talking about a pasty-faced cracker-ass bitch.
Joe Budden.
And a black-ass...
And I don't agree with him and a lot of things Joe Budden has done, and like with his podcasts and different things. I don't listen to all of it. I think a lot of the way he's moving around, some people say is corny. He's moving around and being very
Joe Budden?
Joe Budden. Yeah, Joe Budden.
Biden?
Joe Budden. Oh
Biden?
my God, you're gonna have me say Biden this whole video.
I hope so.
So Joe Budden.
Oh guys, this is gonna be fun.
But as I was saying, it's Budden. I'm just gonna call him Budden. Budden here.
Biden?
I honestly think I've listened to Slaughterhouse. I want you to know, when I first listened to Slaughterhouse, I used to think he was, in my opinion, the worst out of all of them. But as I've listened to more Slaughterhouse over and over again, his verses, he has so much meaning. He literally puts... He puts...
Oh, what's his name?
Joel Ortiz, Royce, Crooked Eye.
Crooked Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's Crooked Eye, Joel Ortiz, which I got a really good song from Joel Ortiz I'm going to show you eventually, Royce the 5'9", and Joe Budden.
Okay, yeah, he is the worst out of all of them. Because Ortiz is badass.
There's some songs...
Crooked Eye is dope as fuck.
It just depends...
Royce is like... top 10.
Right, but here's the thing. But the thing when it comes to Budden, though, is he'll even say in his songs, he doesn't do the double, triple entendre. He literally, like we were talking about like rock music and stuff, when you got like Alice in Chains and stuff, I hate to compare it, but like when they talk about having meaning and feelings and lyrics in their songs, that's what Joe Budden does. Joe Budden puts his heart in there. This one's a little bit different. So we're going to hop into Joe Budden, Pray For Me. I've heard the song super good. I've heard it like one time, like 5 years ago.
I'm not...
Take Joe Budden out of it and just listen to the song. Let's do it.
Just listen to Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Yeah, listen to Joe Biden.
We was just in the car deep, was at a light and got approached by a car thief. He pulled out but didn't ask for no car keys. A loud noise without a voice, but I'm trying to scream out, shit is not fair. I can't tell you where I'm at or how I got here, surrounded by all white. Maybe it's just cloudy, escorted by 2 men who knew everything about me. Both of them so strong, kept saying hold on, feel like my soul's gone, naked, no clothes on. I know this can't be my fate. I scream wait as they drop me in front of a gate. They left no trace. I could see my every breath like a cold.
All right. So before we get too deep to it, what are you seeing here real quick before we get into it? I mean,
so far he died.
Well, yeah, because he says, but I remember we was just in the car deep, was at a light and got approached by a car thief. He pulled up and that's what a car thief. They're kind of screaming, this shit ain't fair.
So he's in heaven.
But yeah, he's literally talking about him getting himself into heaven. He said, I can't tell where I'm at or how I got here. Surrounded by all white. Maybe it's just cloudy. Escorted by 2 men who knew everything must have like angels. 2 angels are escorting him into heaven, so far as you can tell. Yeah. He said so Strong kept saying, hold on. But he said, what did he say right here?
We only got that far.
There was somewhere up here I was going to say something about. Score by 2 minutes, business so strong. I feel like my soul's gone. Oh yeah, he said, feel like my soul's gone, naked, no clothes. He said he died, and he's naked, walking into heaven. So far, he's talking about dying and walking into heaven. So far, so I enjoy. So far,
pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward, but I like it.
No, it's a well-told story.
It's a well-told story. So let's keep hopping into it. I just want to make sure Dave understood what was going on so far. So I figured he got it. Dave's usually pretty good about it. So let's keep going.
Dave stood before a man with no face. He said to me,
please don't make this any harder.
Who the fuck is you?
My child, I'm your father.
I only got one dad.
Is that a fact to you? He left you when you was young. I brought him back to you. You're real close to heaven. You get to stepping. Now tell me what you've done to deserve to be let in.
Look, I'm far from a Christian, not big on religion, but ain't done too much wrong my entire time living. Never killed, never tried to. No, I've been lied to. Was once suicidal. Never read the Bible. I always been a caretaker. Tried to nurse people. At times it backfired. Hurt people. Plus I never use your name in vain. But you should know everything I'm being asked to explain.
I know you stole from your mother's purse.
You can't count that. That was way back when.
It's still a sin.
But I was 10.
You robbed people, stole.
Yeah, and you made me see jail.
But I also see you lay your hands on a female. Sold drugs to parents, none of that was needed. Abandon your child or every girl you cheated. Done wrong to people that only want the best for you. Anytime you thought you were alone, I was next to you.
When it come to baby moms, God, you gave me the worst
But
one.
that was your second child, Joe. You shouldn't have killed the first one.
I ain't have a job, ain't have a pot to piss in.
Look, I gave you a gift and you made the wrong decision. Held on to
There's a lot. This is very dense. We're gonna start up here at the top before we get. I know some bit about Joe Budden.
I'll give you this one. I can't say.
I'm telling you.
This is like besides the Slaughterhouse shit. This is the only Budden solo song that I've heard.
Yeah.
This is good storytelling.
He's got a whole album that I have that I want to do. Not to do the whole album, the songs from it I want to do. I'm telling you, this is a lot of what Joe Budden does. Man, that was a lot. Okay, yes, because he's talking about getting to heaven. But so basically, the deeper part voice, of course, I'm trying to you guys understand. He's talking to God.
I mean, basically, he's talking to God and saying,
So he's trying
I
to say
haven't been
why-
a bad person, but these are all the bad things you've done.
He's basically giving his plea into why he should be led into heaven.
But then God is telling him why he shouldn't be.
Exactly, which is him talking to himself in real life when it comes down to it. He's having, so when I see it, he's talking to his inner self, but in the song he's talking to himself and God. So he's having this inner conflict with himself, like
Right, but
would
I
I
mean,
go to heaven?
but I mean that's not what
I'm not
happens.
big on
You're-
religion. Yeah, no, I'm just telling you that's
Right,
kind of,
you're
you made me
talking
see
to God here. I mean, you stole from your mom's purse.
You can't count that.
10.
That was back when.
Right.
I was only
you
10.
were 10. But still, I mean, even as you're 10, you're still a child of sin. You're born into sin. That's what the Bible says.
Right.
Is that you're born into sin.
And then God says, you rob people. So he said, yeah, but you made me see jail. He said, but I also see you lay your hands on a female, which Joe Biden was, I'm assuming just saying this. He said, oh my God. Joe Biden. Oh my God.
Oh, I love it. Fuck Joe Biden.
They also said, but Joe Biden was always, he's saying this so much, but they were always saying that Joe beat his girlfriend. Like he hit his girlfriend.
Right. And you stole drugs of parents and none of us needed. You abandoned your child and every girl you cheated.
You
done wrong to people and only want the best for you. Anytime you thought
you were alone, I was next to you. Right.
When it came to baby mom's,
you gave me the worst
one. But that would have been your second, Joe. You shouldn't have killed the first one. So apparently he had an abortion in the very beginning.
I think so, yeah. I think that's right. I think I've heard some stories about that.
So I didn't have a job. I didn't have a pot to piss in. Look, I gave you a gift. And you made the wrong decision.
Yeah. I mean,
that's pretty. It's pretty straightforward. It's a good storytelling. Like
this is what Joe does.
You don't need to say much.
When it comes to Joe Budden, this is what I praise him for. That's why I say I probably can put him in my top 50. His storytelling that I've heard in almost every song he's ever done is like this. Not maybe as great as this, but this is the type of rap he does.
This is good.
So
I dig it.
let's keep hopping into it. I'm glad Dave's digging it, even though it's Joe Budden. So let's keep hopping into Joe Budden.
Budden.
Let's do it.
Yeah, he's a horrible.
Resentments even in doing business. I lead by example. I teach forgiveness. Your entry cannot be guaranteed. Not when you live with anger, envy, greed, pride, sloth, lust, even gluttony. Everything you shouldn't if you would've joined my
Look,
covenant.
I'm only human, I ain't perfect.
That I understand. When I take you out of jam, you don't even think to worship. And when you do, you never talk about what you can do for me. It's what I can do for you. I blessed you with health, family, and wealth. With all the blessings you received, you still always want help.
Yeah, there's been times in my life I needed help to make money, but why everything I love you managed to take from me? Yet you stand there and question a nigga that tries hard and finds a way when you keep dealing them fucked up cards. You make mistakes like me, far as I can see. I think it's a mockery whenever rich niggas win the lottery. Gave us push twice, God, I hate to be rude, but you let skinny niggas starve, give obese niggas food. The nerve when you telling me I don't deserve to stay here. When you gave us drugs and guns, you put A's here. Take a look at you, your ass is cold-hearted. The hard shit is you bring babies in the world retarded. I know most my actions put me in a cell, but how you mad at me when you put me in the hell?
See, my child, you need gratitude, maybe just a sample. I never give a person anything they can't handle. Don't tell me about everything you had to go through. There's reasons for my actions, even if I never showed you. Kept trying with you, all you did was hurt me. Still gave you chances to prove that you was worthy. And so I sat with you on a train. I asked you for change, you kept calling me names. Probably didn't notice I was the store clerk. You put the gun gun to me, get money for more work. My child, I know you have it.
There's a lot, so I'm gonna pause it there. There's a lot going on throughout that.
There's a lot I need to say.
That he's talking about. You know, there's a couple things I can think to say, but I'll let Dave talk first, see if he talks about what I'm saying.
Okay, so let's go down here.
There's a couple parts where he's talking about God giving him AIDS and different things. Not him AIDS, but
it doesn't matter. Like,
but when it comes to it, the way I see it is as like Joyner Lucas made a song and he called it "Devil's Work." He says it's the devil's work.
Right. So
it's not always
I'm
God.
only human. I ain't perfect. That I understand. When I take you out of jam, you don't even think to worship. So and that's they call that jailhouse religion. When you're in prison or you're in jail, that's the first spot you go to. That's the first spot anybody goes to, is you hit that Bible and you want to read the Bible and you want to talk about the Bible. But as soon as you're out, you know what you're doing?
Back to what you're
doing. The same fucking thing that you did when you went in there. Jailhouse religion. You're going to be a Christian on the inside, but when you get out, don't nobody that's in there see you anymore.
Right.
So you're going to go out and do the same shit you did in the fucking first place.
Yeah. But why everything you managed to take from me?
Let's see.
I know you talked about the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, you talked about the 7 deadly sins. He said, where was
he
that?
said, I think it's a mockery whenever rich brothers win the lottery. Give us Bush twice. God, I hate to be rude, but you let skinny brothers starve, give obese brothers food. So he's saying, you know, you're letting skinny people starve, but you're letting these overweight people eat. So he's saying, you know, he's
fatties eat.
What?
You eating fatties eat.
Yeah, so
not when you live with anger, envy, greed, pride, sloth, lust, and gluttony.
So
that's
anger,
the 7 deadly sins.
Anger, envy, greed, pride, sloth, lust, gluttony.
Which is not in the Bible.
Right.
So the God is adding shit in that's not even in the Bible.
Come here, Poppy. I'm glad Dave's liking this. I thought he.
No,
would.
I dig it, but I mean, like, there's so many things that are like. There's been times in my life when I needed to make money, but why
everything
I love you managed to take from me. God doesn't put anything in front of you.
Right, he says that. He goes back and answers that.
Yeah, he says, yeah, God doesn't give you anything I don't think you can overcome. Like, that's the way that it is with God. Like, he doesn't give you anything that he doesn't think you can overcome. And if you can overcome it, and you will overcome it. Right there. He says as long as you follow God. Like, if you're going another way, God's not going to give that to you.
Or like right here,
He's going to give it to somebody else, and that's when those people succeed. Is when you fail.
Right. And he says right here, he says, the harsh shit is you bring babies in the world retarded. I know most of my actions put me in a cell, but how are you mad at me when you put me into hell? But he says, see, my child, you need gratitude. Maybe just a sample. I never give a person anything they can't handle. Right. So, but also, like, when it comes to people, like I said, the Devil's Work Joyner Lucas song is a similar song, kind of, not similar in the way he's talking to God, but Joyner Lucas talks about, you know, God, why do you kill this person or take this person from us and give us, and keep this person? But at the end, he says it's the Devil's Work.
God has a plan. God has a plan.
But
he's got a plan for everybody.
Right, which is
everybody
that's kind of the way
scheme.
That's the way Joe's taking it here. But you know, the way Joyner took it is that it's the devil's work. That the devil's fighting with God. That they're that basically the devil's taking on these good people. Which I mean, it's what it is what it is.
I can understand that, but I mean, that's not the way it is.
Right, and I like the part he said, and so he says, still gave you a chance to prove that you was worthy. I sat you on a train. I asked you for change. You kept calling me names. So he's saying like a homeless person on a train.
You probably didn't notice.
I was God. God is right there in front of you, asking you for change, but you never did nothing about that. You just called me names.
It's like the Family Guy when Peter walks into the freaking record store and Jesus is behind the counter, and he's asking me for a certain record, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "Oh, wait a minute. Aren't you Jesus Christ?" No, I'm not Jesus Christ. Yes, you're Jesus Christ. What's up, Jesus?
All right. Give me 1 second here. Let's hop back into it real quick.
Kept trying with you. All you did was hurt me. Still gave you chances to prove that you was worthy. And so I sat with you on a train. I asked you for change. You kept calling me names. Probably didn't notice I was the store clerk. You put the gun to me, get money for more work. My child, I know you have it in you to indeed stop. This is not your final call and just a brief stop. Hope you heed my words and understand. So when I see you back, you should be a better man. Look at life different. The next time we see each other, there'll be no need for talk whenever we meet each other.
That's it.
So basically, there at the end, he's just saying, he said, I'm going to send you back. But he's saying, so you're going to find out and learn every lesson that you need to learn, Joe. And when you come back to me, we won't have to talk.
I think it was well done storytelling, but I think the end was...
To me, after hearing that, I've heard people call that, I've heard multiple people call that as they would say, a lyrical masterpiece. Not when it comes to double entendres and, wordplay, but when it comes to the storytelling that he put in there. I would put that next to I don't put it at Stan level, as in Stan with Eminem, but I put it up there with the types of songs like Stan, Ross Cappuccino. I don't know. I like that a lot. That's like the second time I think I've heard that song. It's been years since I've heard that. I like the concept of the song and him talking to God. And,
no, I dig.
Because, of course, he's not really talking to God, so you're just hearing him have this conversation with himself, and he's giving himself answers in reality when it comes down to it, but he's having this conversation with God. I enjoy it. Out of all the Joe Buddens, there's a whole album of Joe Budden songs. I said Joe Budden. Out of all the Joe Budden songs I've heard, there's some more I want to do, but that's a lot of his songs. He talks about, he's dealt with drugs and a lot of things in his life, and he talks about, that's what I think I like about Joe Budden when I say that I would put him at Budden, when I put him in my top 50 lyricists or top, somewhere in there. He's got to be somewhere in my top 100 at least, because he speaks this real life shit.
I'll give you 100, but
I say 50, but then I think about
the song was good. I'm not gonna diss the song.
Tell him how
because the storytelling was very well done.
Very well done.
I think it ended on a sad note for me. I don't think it was finished. It sounds like an undone song.
Maybe.
I think it needed more at the end. As far as the finale goes, I'm gonna send you back. And
right. And I also think
I think he should have accepted him or denied him.
He's got another song he does. It's called Slaughter Mouse. It's basically like a letter to Eminem that I want to get to. It's not a letter, but it's a song. He's basically giving props to him, but he ends it as like an open letter. My point was, he definitely did end it a way, but I think the way he ended it was just saying, hey, go back and relive your life, is what he was saying. I think he ended it okay. I know he didn't end it with like an acceptance or a decline, like, hey, you're going to hell, hey, you're going to heaven. But I think he left it with, I'm sending you back to earth, basically. And when you come back here, we won't have nothing to talk about. You'll know where you're going.
That lets me down at the end of the song. I want to hear a finalization.
Yeah, but I think
send you back and don't figure out what's wrong.
But to me, it's music and it's like I said, a lot of songs we do. It's interpretation.
No, it is good. I'm not saying it's not a bad song. It just ended wrong.
I think it's better than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it is better. It's a lot better than I thought it was. It was good storytelling, but it ended wrong.
I think Dave was biased at first when I kept telling Joe Budden, he was telling me to leave it for the end of the day.
I don't want to hear this shit.
He's like, leave it. And he's like, I'm like, we're doing it, Dave. He's like, I'm like, I promise, Dave. It's a good song.
Well, it was well done. I'm just saying, like.
I get what you're saying. Like I said, and to hear Dave say that means that we're not sitting here giving you bullshit reactions. Dave's telling you that it was a good song, but he's telling you what he didn't like about it.
Yeah, I didn't like the ending of it. I thought it was very open ended, and it should have been more closed. I think
we'll call up Joe Budden and ask him.
I think we'll call Joe Biden the what?
I said Joe Budden.
Joe Biden.
He tried to get me to say Joe Biden.
I do.
But all right, hopefully you guys enjoyed this Joe Budden.
I hope you guys like this
reaction.
Joe Biden reaction.
I think I enjoyed it. Dave seemed like he enjoyed it. We got to break down. We broke down.
I didn't like it.
We broke down a lot more lyrics than we normally do, and there wasn't a lot to break down, but there was a conversation to have.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it.
I enjoy it when we have a conversation like this. Like, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Like, we're just.
So,
just bullshitting about what we like.
Leave some more Joe Budden requests. I have some songs that I want to show Dave.
How many songs has Joe Biden done?
Did I say Joe Biden that time?
No.
I might have. I don't know.
You didn't.
Okay. Leave us some more Joe Budden requests in the comments. I don't know how many I've done. I definitely want
to... if Joe Biden has any songs, throw those down there too, because we'll make fun of them.
The song I put this ahead of a Slaughterhouse song today because I really wanted to do this one. I don't know why, but this is the one I wanted to do. But let us know what other Joe Budden songs we should do, because I have his whole album. I can't remember the name of it, that I would like to do some songs from there. But let us know, because I want to do what people want to see.
Yeah, let us know what other Joe Biden songs. Because if we get a popular vote,
Dave will like it, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully Dave will like Joe Biden songs.
Next time I'm going to do the Slaughterhouse. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit us up down in the comments.
2 piece of the biscuit.
Deuces!